If you want to know how to make this beautiful upcycled Ikea marm table, then keep on watching. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sade and I do all things DIY and home improvement, and if you've come back for another one, then thank you so much. In today's video, I am going to be showing you how I upcycled my white and plain and boring Ikea marm table into a much more sophisticated and luxurious looking piece of decor. I know I've been promising this for a little while, so I'm finally very happy to have it up. Now, I'm aware that you can already get black Ikea marm tables as well as white ones. I had a white one and I just wanted to upcycle it rather than buying a new one. So I took inspiration from a couple of accounts on Instagram, which I will show you here and I will link down below for you to go and have a look yourself. And I decided to upcycle it with some DC Fix. DC Fix is a vinyl wrapping paper, and I decided to go for the black leather texture effect one because I thought it would look really sophisticated. Please feel free to use whatever vinyl or paint, even if you want to do that, to create your own style dressing table. You don't even have to only do it on the Ikea marm table. If you've got another piece of furniture that you would like to wrap, then feel free to do so. Just a little disclaimer from me, whilst the DC Fix is something that you're meant to be able to take off, I did notice when I was trying to take it off whilst I was putting it on and getting it into the right grooves and stuff from my table, it did start to fleck off some of the Ikea paint. Just a little tip from me, if you do want to remove it, don't be hasty like me and just peel it off. Instead, get a hairdryer and use some warm air just to warm the glue underneath of the vinyl, and it should come off a lot more easily. As I said, I went in with the DC Fix in the black leather texture. Go in with whatever you want. And I also bought a pull handle just to make the drawers look a little bit more bougie, if you like. I got my pull handles from TK Maxx and they were quite cheap, and I've linked some down below because they have loads of versions on Etsy and Amazon and eBay. I've also linked the DC Fix down below for you as well if you want to shop that too. Anyway, let's get into how I did this. Going in, first thing that you're going to want to do is make sure that you are using a clean area to attach your vinyl or your paint to. So whatever prep work that you need to do, whether that's washing it down, dusting off the dust that's on there, or removing any grease stains or stuff like that, then just make sure that you do that in advance. Before I start a project, I always eyeball it to make sure it's going to work out how I want it to, and then when I'm confident, I will go in. So you'll see me here measuring up against the marm table, then cutting the piece to length, and then I start sticking it on against a flush side of the table. Now make sure that you're lining things up perfectly against each other so that you make your life a little bit easier. If you're not managing to do that, don't sweat it. As I said, just get a hairdryer and use some warm air to release some of that vinyl, and you can pull it away and start again. When you're attaching large pieces of the vinyl, take your time. Don't just take off all the paper backing from it because it will start to get attached to itself and it will get really messy. The stuff is really sticky, so you just want to make sure you're doing little bit by little bit and you're smoothing as you go along. You'll see me here using a needle to prick any of the air bubbles as I'm going along. That's a great tip as well. Don't get stressed about air bubbles. Just get a pin at the end of the whole project if you want to, and just go through and pop any of those air bubbles, smooth them out with your finger, and it'll be like they were never there. Continue doing this for the rest of your project. Now, not every single project is going to match up perfectly with the amount of vinyl that you've got or the shapes of the vinyl that you've got. So sometimes you have to be a little bit nifty with a pair of scissors just to cut things down to shape and make sure that they fit as flush as you can possibly get them. Again, don't beat yourself up about things if you're not getting it perfect. We tend to be really hard on ourselves, especially when we're up close and personal to a project. So taking a minute or two to step away from the project and coming back to it with a fresh set of eyes will really help. So I ended up with something like this, and as you can see, the texture was really nice and perfect for what I wanted. Next up, once you've completed wrapping or painting, whatever you're doing, is to go in with your handle if it's something that you want to do. As I said, I got these from TK Maxx, but I've linked some down below for you guys. All you need to do is go in with a ruler to measure the center point of the drawer. Once you've measured that, go in with your drill that fits accordingly with the size of the screw that you're going in with. Work your way upwards from a smaller drill bit because it's better to underestimate the size than overestimate. And once you've got that perfect, go in with your handle and screw it into place. Put in the washers and bolts on the back if that's what it came like. Oh my god, daylight, better lighting for you guys. So sorry about that, but here we are. I'm just going to show you an example up close of how I pop out some of the air bubbles. So go in with a needle and then just smooth over, and it's like nothing's ever happened. And there you have it, there is my upcycled dressing room table. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a massive like, comment and subscribe. It really helps me out so much. I actually created this dressing table upcycle for my room renovation, so if you want to watch that video as well, hit the grey box in the top right of this video and you can watch that transformation that I did in a weekend for the room. Anyway guys, I hope that you enjoyed that video. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe and I will see you in the next one. Bye. And if you're new here, I do all things DIY and home improvements or decor, who knows. Work your way upwards from a smaller build-it.